the Gospel Road. We're going to look at Psalms 5 today. It says, Give ear to my words, O Lord. Consider my groaning. Give attention to the sound of my cry, my King and my God, for to you do I pray. O Lord, in the morning you hear my voice. In the morning I prepare a sacrifice for you and watch. For you are not a God who delights in wickedness. Evil may not dwell with you. The boastful shall not stand before your eyes. You hate all evildoers. You destroy those who speak lies. The Lord abhors the bloodthirsty and the deceitful man. But I, through the abundance of your steadfast love, will enter your house. I will bow down toward your holy temple in the fear of you. Lead me, O Lord, in your righteousness because of my enemies. Make your way straight before me. For there is no truth in their mouth. Their innermost self is destruction. Their throat is open to grave. They flatter with their tongue. Make them bear their guilt, O God. Let them fall by their own counsels. Because of the abundance of their transgressions, cast them out, for they have rebelled against you. But let all who take refuge in you rejoice. Let them ever sing for joy, and spread your protection over them, that those who love your name may exalt in you. For you bless the righteous, O Lord. You cover him with favor as with a shield. Psalm 5. And in verse 11 and 12, or towards the end, let all who take refuge in you rejoice. Let them ever sing for joy, and spread your protection over them, that those who love your name may exalt in you. For you bless the righteous, O Lord. You cover him with favor as with a shield. Prayer to God. Talking about evildoers and enemies, but who is to be blessed and protected. I could have used some protection this week. I was going for a walk around a lake here, Gray's Lake, and I get a mile in, it's a 2-mile walk, and all of a sudden I have my headphones in, but I feel and basically hear, because it's inside my body, that was my calf popping. Felt like a snap. Yeah, I'm also kind of killing me right now. Actually, not as bad as what it was. That was on Thursday, so no walk on Friday. But the other issue is I had to make it around the rest of the lake. It's about a mile to go. No one to help me. I had to get there on my own persistence without just sitting down and going, because I had a meeting I had to get to. So I don't really have a long time to get around the lake. But I made it, got back to the car, got downtown, and had my meeting. Normally it takes me, 20, 25 minutes per mile. So it's about 45 minutes, roughly. Because I don't really walk quickly. I just kind of enjoy. Right now, we're kind of in that time where the weather's decent and just enjoying a little bit of outside, even though I'm not a big outdoorsy person. But I don't mind going around the walk around the lake, seeing the skyline of Des Moines, seeing the different, creatures, do you want to say? That's not the right word. But all the people walking around the lake, riding, running, roller skating, walking their dogs, pushing the kids' strollers. The insects as I'm walking that are hopping around. Lots of crickets right now, of course. Occasionally a fish might jump in the lake as you're walking by. The birds. So you're really, even though in the middle of the city, not really one with nature, but you're really getting in nature. Seeing what God created. Seeing the beauty that's around us. And then it's ruined. Because I am trying to make it around the lake. Because my leg hurts. It happens to us, right? Things will be going on and there's no one there to help us. I was on my own. There was no one there to help me to succeed to get around the rest of the lake. I had to try and get it done. Lots of prayers to get around that because, like I said, it was a little painful. We're not always sure how life is going to turn on us, to treat us. Things will happen. Things we're not prepared for. And at that point, you need to kind of go with the flow. There's a song. Just rolling with the flow. But that's what we have to do. How do we roll with that flow? So I had to roll through the rest of the day, knowing I was in pain, feeling the pain. Finally got home that night because I had an event that afternoon as well. Got home, had a compression sleeve at home I threw on. Wore that. Friday wasn't as bad. Yesterday was a little better. Going up down the stairs to get laundry done. Not as bad as what I thought it was going to be, but still wasn't the most comfortable. More laundry to do today. But how are you going to push through that obstacle? Something happens. Are you going to continue to go forward or are you going to give up? You see, that's always the question. Because how many times can we get disgusted or get discouraged and we want to stop and we are not wanting to go any farther? I know I have my days. I had a meeting with an insurance guy this week talking about my parents' insurance, retirement, Medicare, Medicaid. We had all the conversations. Only to find out, that's one thing with me growing up. We always just had enough. And what I mean by that was, we were always just over enough to not get any help. So if your line to get help, you need to be $26,000 or less. We were always at 27. Just over. So then that made it rough for us. Not able to do things. Not having the money to do things. Not having the nicest of things, the best of things. And pretty much grew up with a very poor credit score. Both my parents. Since they're retired, a little different now. They don't do as much. They're not buying things like they were. But it also didn't allow things to be purchased. They always would have to have help buying a car. They did end up finding a house later on. But again, it was one of those with help because it was an on-contract deal. But how about you always feel like that's where you can be? You're just getting by. You'd like to have help, but you're not able to. Because you're right at that cusp. Right at that area. You know, you'd like to have more so you could feel better, have more financial protection for you, your family, or even sometimes a little less so you can get on some of those programs. Some will push harder to do better, to make more money, more jobs, whatever it is, so they can get over that hump a little higher and not want for things. Others, they'll kind of give up, drop, so they can get that help. We have to decide where we are, what motivates us, what pushes us, how are we going to keep going, what's that decision going to be? So are we going to give up, or are we going to keep pushing forward, keep going on? Like me going around the lake on Thursday. I'd get myself around that lake. No one could help me because no one was there with me. I was on my own, limping all the way back. Probably getting some really weird looks from people. You know, the conversation with the insurance agent. Maybe looking for other avenues for help. Thinking outside the box. Something that could possibly work and help them as they're getting older. You always get sold on these great ideas, these great plans, and you find out they're not as good as what they said they were. They are, if you're not needing to use them very much. You know, great for, just going to the doctor and getting things done that needs to be done. But not when anything major happens, no catastrophe. Not good for that. Does not cover that like it should. So now how am I going to help them? How are we going to protect them the best we can? See, that insurance is kind of like that shield, but sometimes that insurance shield is pretty weak. How am I going to protect my leg? Well, I'm not going to be doing a lot with it. I'll be just doing a lot of stretching carefully to get the muscle loosened and moving again. So then I could at least get stuff going on at the gym. And then at some point I'll add that walk back in too. But it's, again, getting to the time of year that won't be getting a lot of outdoor walking in anyway. It's going to be too cold. But I'll do my best. But I will do my best to take care of it as well, so I can do what it is I need to do. How are you doing that? How are you getting yourself to where you need to be? How are you pushing yourself to do better, to be better? So you're better for you, your family, your job, learning more things, learning new things. See, we always should be learning something new. Many have said it over the years. I believe it's Thomas Jefferson that gets quoted a lot, saying, well, learning something new every day. Whatever it is, learn something new every day. You never know. You might turn into one of those great trivia people for your friends now because you'll have all this information. So you can go play trivia and maybe win something. But always be hungry for learning. Always be hungry to be better, to be a better person, to really work your mind, again, that 360 degrees, body, mind, soul, making it all healthy, to be the best that you can be, so you can be the best for others, helping them to be the best that they can be. Psalms 5, that's what we looked at today. How is it going to be able to help you be that better person? Maybe it's even a better listener rather than a talker. Maybe that's what you need to be better at. 2 ears, 1 mouth, right? Maybe it's just better at helping people. I get frustrated, though, sometimes because I help people and then I feel that I keep helping them and I don't stop. And then I feel like I am enabling them with their bad habits. We do have to be careful because each of us need to be held accountable for things that we do as well, and each as they do too, because sometimes people just need to learn things. And sometimes you wonder if they're just ever going to learn, or if their mindset is just going to leave them exactly where they are, which is frustrating. Not healthy. Not fun to watch or even deal with. Psalms 5. Be sure to read that today. Right? Strive to be better. Be a better person. Being better today than yesterday. Being better tomorrow than today. Thank you for listening. And if you enjoy this, be sure to share it on social media. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, X, YouTube. You can find me on all those places at My Buddy Jimmy, mybuddyjimmy.com as well. What a week. And another week coming up. Mine seemed to be getting busier. I knew the new job would get that way. It just took a little bit. But we're getting there. Learning. Trying to be better. Trying to do better. Doing the best I can at this point. Sometimes it's all you can. One day at a time, right? Step at a time. Yeah, that was me getting back around that lake, a step at a time. Also, whatever platform, be sure to give me a rating. Always appreciate that. Appreciate all the comments that I get through the different things that I do throughout the week as well. The comments and the likes and the favorites. Yeah, wow. Not always something I expect, but thank you. Appreciate it so much. Psalms 5. Check it out today. Okay? Thank you for listening to The Gospel Road. Have a great day. God bless.
Spinal adjustments provided by Dr. Chad Rolfson. The Spinal Tuning Chiropractic Center is a Des Moines area low flat fee per month unlimited chiropractic care practice. When life happens, just adjust. Schedule today at spinaltuning.com.
If you're looking for help with software, app, web development, be sure to check out my friends at IngenuityCompany.com. They believe in their clients. Software development, app development, web development, visioning, design thinking, diagramming, organizational development, strategy. They can help you at the Ingenuity Company. Find out more at IngenuityCompany.com.
The Jimmy Olsen Radio Network.